Fellow Ugandans, my name is Daniel Kawuma, your candidate for President of the Uganda North American Association. As we speak today, the Uganda Parliament is in the process of drafting an amendment to Article 102, which will eliminate presidential age limits from the Constitution. I speak today as a Ugandan citizen who loves his country and as a member of the Ugandan diaspora community. UNAA leaders have failed to speak on our behalf. They have failed to defend our values as a diaspora. But I guarantee you that if I'm elected UNAA president, it will not be business as usual. The Ugandan diaspora cannot take a back seat on issues affecting us at home and in the diaspora. We cannot forget where we come from. We cannot forget the reasons why many of us left. And we cannot forget the conditions under which many of our families, friends, and countrymen live today. Ugandans need jobs. Ugandans need better hospitals. Ugandans need better schools, and many can't even afford electricity. In spite of the catalogue of problems keeping many Ugandans in poverty, rampant corruption, and reckless spending, the men and women that were elected to represent the people, to fight on your behalf, are instead taking another shot at eroding the Uganda Constitution. We are represented by lawmakers who only care about their welfare, who only care about their salaries and the cars they drive, instead of the plight of 30 million Ugandans that they represent in Parliament. We sing one national anthem. We fly one flag. And to engage in our civic duties as citizens, we abide by the same Constitution. These are symbols that we rally behind as Ugandans. These are symbols that provide structure and clarity on how the government should work. They define our responsibilities as citizens. They define our rights and offer protection to those who are most vulnerable among us. The Uganda Constitution has been written and rewritten in 1962, in 1966, 1967, and 1995. Amendments followed, such as the elimination of the presidential term limits in 2005, and that cost us 5 million shillings per vote in Parliament. Next in line is the elimination of Article 102, which caps the eligibility to run for Uganda president at 75 years of age. At what cost will it be this time to the Ugandan taxpayers? At what cost will it be to the diaspora and to the future generations of Ugandans? At what cost will it be to our country? Elimination of presidential age restrictions by the Ugandan Parliament will be a major mistake. It will be irresponsible and a step backwards in the democratization of Uganda. At a time when our country is thirsting for new leadership, deeply divided politically, and millions having lost faith in our institutions of government, the last thing we need, ladies and gentlemen, are members of Parliament tampering with provisions in the Constitution for political expediency. It's the last thing we need. Uganda should be a nation of laws, not a nation of men. The Constitution is meant to be a powerful document that affirms that every Ugandan is playing by the same rules. The same rules for the leaders, the same rules for the justice system, the same rules for the executive branch, and the same rules for the people. When you remove term limits, leaders become insulated and isolated from the millions of unemployed youth on the streets, from the farmers without markets for their produce, from the graduates without jobs, the sick without medical care, and the civil servants that deserve a living wage. Ugandans in the diaspora deeply care about the well-being of our country. We have families, we have investments, and contribute 4 trillion shillings per year to the Ugandan economy. And as a result, we deserve to have a voice when policy decisions are being made. We deserve to have a voice. And as UNAA president, I won't be afraid to articulate policies that are not in the best interest of Ugandans in the diaspora. I'll speak up. I'll not be afraid to speak up when there's no medicine or running water in our hospitals, when taxpayers' money is being embezzled, and when individual liberties are being violated. Ugandans in the diaspora need certainty to bring human and financial capital to Uganda. We have lived and experienced governments that provide opportunity for citizens to become leaders, opportunities to get jobs, and opportunities to have access to education and good health care. We wish the same for our country. We want our success stories to be written in Uganda, not in the diaspora. We want to find opportunities in Uganda, not in the diaspora. We want a future for our children in Uganda, not in the diaspora. This is a cry for all Ugandans, irrespective of our politics, our religion, and tribal affiliations. We appeal to members of Parliament to say no to amending Article 102 of our Constitution that removes presidential age limits. They should say no. And to fully restore democracy in Uganda, the Parliament should not stop there, but also restore presidential term limits that were wiped out in 2005. Uganda is our country. It belongs to everyone, not just one person. It belongs to you, it belongs to your children and your great-grandchildren. Mark Twain once said that patriotism is supporting your country all the time and your government when it deserves it. As UNAA president, I will support my country all the time and our government when it deserves it. Changing the Constitution to consolidate power is not worthy of my support. It's an insult to democracy. It's an insult to many Ugandans in the diaspora and an insult to the Ugandan people. As a leader in the diaspora, I choose to stand with the people for God and my country.